All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here to talk about everything in the world of professional wrestling. Obviously, just got the notification on my phone. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers of winning the World Series. Congratulations to Mookie Betts. Congratulations to Freddie Freeman. Congratulations to that backstabbing. I'm just kidding. No, congratulations to Shohei Ohtani, dude. You ultimately had to lead the Angels to make a name for yourself. So definitely got to, love and respect my man Shohei. So, congratulations. It would have been awesome if we could have, enjoyed some of that glory there. But, as an Angels fan, the heartbreak continues. And those who wear the blue, congratulations here in LA. I'm from Southern California. I'm hearing fireworks outside my door right now. So, a lot of Dodgers fans are happy, obviously, taking down the New York Yankees, who are beloved as well. So, congratulations to the New York Yankees as well. They had a hell of a season. Obviously, I feel like the Yankees are definitely one of the most talented ball clubs in the whole entire world. And I don't know why this ultimately kind of compares. And I'll get back to wrestling. I'll keep this brief. Kind of reminds me of, kind of like the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL. You have all this talent, all these big names like CeeDee Lamb, like Micah Parsons, like when you had Amari Cooper there. And back when it was Tony Romo, you had, Terrell Owens, you had Des Bryant, Miles Austin, you had Jason Witten, you had, Marion Barber. Like you had all these amazing big names that you could have definitely went on a Super Bowl run with. Obviously, they were in the day and age of Tom Brady. So, and now they're in the day and age of some Patrick Mahomes. So, hell of a season. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, guys, just gonna reflect on what we talked about right quick. We talked about our WWE NXT review. We talked about some AEW Dynamite. Then we talked about Sami Zayn, his future storylines, and now we're going to talk about some former WWE employees decided to join Vince McMahon in his recent business venture. Sorry, I don't know why I wanted to say adventure so damn bad. Like I don't know why. It seems like little kid stuff, but I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm just kidding. Moving on. January 25th of this year, former WWE employee Janel Grant files a lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and the WWE, alleging sexual abuse, sexual trafficking, and basic verbal abuse as well. In 2022, Vince McMahon paid around $12 million in hush money to four women. Obviously, the next day, January 26th, you saw Vince McMahon resign any and all duties from TKO and the WWE. PW Insider reports that Vince McMahon is looking to start a new entertainment company. Professional wrestling is out of the door as of right now. Struggling wrestling, independent wrestling circuits. Recently, you've seen not Vince McMahon, Triple H, Paul Levesque, come out in terms of social media saying that WWE is now going to actually kind of replace what was NXT before it became its new, entity on its own right now. Now it's going to start reaching out to a lot of independent professional wrestlers that one day dreams of being a WWE superstar, kind of extending their hand out there, not really kind of having any business, negotiations or any agreements or handshakes, anything yet. But this could definitely be a way for Vince McMahon to kind of edge his way into this. Like he could definitely, the NWA right now is faltering. The NWA, ever since they lost that agreement with the CW moved on and decided to go with WWE NXT, more family show. And the only blame you had to give was to the NWA writers, the National Wrestling Alliance, who had this booking or this spot on television on the CW network where you saw one of the NWA superstars, wrestlers, go out to the crowd and do a quote unquote like a doing drugs, a controlled substance with the fans, and it's just silly. The CW was like, nah, you know what? No, thank you. I'm good. So maybe Vince McMahon could try to find his way to get his grubby little paws on it, but it's anything can happen. Got a chat from my man Anthony Mazzano. What's up, my man? Hope you had a great Wednesday. What are your thoughts on the VID program? That do you think that it's just an upgraded version of NXT? uh, line in next, I think NXT. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what they have now, and I think that's exactly 1,010% correct. A couple of months ago, when you had this announcement of NXT going on to the CW, and I I like it. You've seen a lot of success in what NXT is doing right now with their collaboration with TNA, and you're getting a lot of these interesting styles of wrestling. Of course, you're acquiring big names like Zarya. You're having Jordan Grace come every now and then. You have Julia. You have Stephanie McCure. If you look and pay attention to their matches, it's a whole different style of wrestling. The way they control the tempo inside the squared circle is it's super cool. That's something that a lot of wrestling fans and a lot of you know women in WWE, in NXT, that are kind of like, all right, gotta kind of ultimately take this one at a time. That's something, the reason why Shawn Michaels isn't adding Julia or Stephanie McCourt to be in any main event spot to challenge or to be an NXT champion or an NXT Women's North American champion. You kind of have these unwritten rules in wrestling. You have to have chemistry with your fellow wrestler. And obviously that's not a knock against Vicure and Julia based on language barriers. It's just it's just going to take time. And I feel like in time they are going to be a huge face inside WWE, and it's just it opens the door to all these amazing wrestling superstars that could definitely find a way to make their scene onto WWE. Joking around, I honestly think the entertainment company that Vince is reported at might be getting involved in might be an adult entertainment, opening up a film company there. Maybe that could work. I do love that. That was actually kind of funny. It's set to be, it's set to kind of ground its headquarters in Los Angeles. That's what I read. And obviously, Silicon Valley. I'm just kidding. No, no, not moving, and not saying too much about that. But that's kind of funny. So do you think NXT becomes a purely third show now, and WWE creates another developmental show that is going to be on YouTube exclusively or on Netflix? On the Netflix, I never thought of that idea, but that could be money. That could be money, and especially on YouTube, like, you have WWE Speed on X. I honestly don't know how long that is going to last. I watched it when it first came out, and I didn't really like it, being honest to you. Especially once when you saw. I felt like that show was ultimately created to kind of keep Ricochet afloat in WWE. And then once when he lost the title, it was like, all right, now who's gonna win it? And you have people like Bronson Reed fighting and stuff like that. Like, you're like, dude, like, why are this is kind of like supposed to take the place of like the cruiserweight title, like 205 Live. But I could see NXT like a level up coming to perhaps like a Netflix. That would be ultimately badass. Or on YouTube. That's something they can definitely market, and they can start bringing in a lot of these new different wrestling fans from different regions of the world, like wrestlers from New Japan Professional Wrestling, like Stardom, like the GCW. And you have all these amazing talents. And, even in Latin America, in this recent partnership with WWE and TKO Holdings with the UFC, they recently opened up a performance center in Mexico City, where they're hoping to bring MMA fighters to the UFC, because I think they said over like 60% of the fighters in UFC are part of Latin American descent. They're all part of 20 different Spanish speaking countries, and WWE definitely could throw their hat in the ring as well. They had a couple of super shows that happened in Mexico City, where you saw the debut of Stephanie Vacura, the former CMLL World Women's Champion, New Japan Professional Wrestling, Women's Strong Champion. So, definitely the sky's the limit. And, I love that they're doing this. It's about time that they did this. For the longest time, you had WWE as that no-go show. They don't want any part of the wrestling, independent circuit. Vince McMahon is, oh, we're better than everybody else, and we know it. Like, you know what I mean? Also got a chat from my man Anthony. I've said this from the beginning. Also, the WWE ID program could be a way to get Mexico and break up the cartel that is Mexico wrestling that's controlled by the CMLL and the AAA. I think in the past podcast, I think you actually, schooled me on a couple of CMLL facts. I check tabs on it here and there. Obviously, I feel like you probably, your area of expertise more than mine. But that's crazy if if it's ran by the cartel, that's insane. If that's the case, then maybe something definitely has to change. Like it's owned right now. It was recently accumulated by Tony Khan. I don't know if anything kind of funny is happening there, but it would be it'd be crazy. Do you feel people are over exaggerating by panicking? They feel that this is going to be a territory situation all over again with the WWE ID program. With the territories, you know, I'm perhaps because I know that's how the NWA had so much of their success in the past. When I say the past, probably like in the '80s and stuff like that, and it was eventually, kind of, taken not taken over, but it was purged by Vince McMahon of their talent. But overreacting, possibly, and panicking could definitely be a great way to put it. I think you misunderstood what I meant when I said cartels. I'm saying the wrestling business is run by two companies in Mexico. Oh my God, I was gonna say, I was like, dude, that's at the same time, I was like, dude, that's dangerous. But a wrestling company ran by like Mexico cartels, you'd be like, damn, that could be interesting. I'm just kidding, no, but I don't know. It would be that would have been pretty interesting. But ran by the two companies. That's you know right now with professional wrestling and with the new day and age of digital media, I feel like it'd be cool to kind of just have something different, and I did manage to kind of watch a lot of I think I watched the New Japan Professional Wrestling. I watched highlights a couple weeks ago when I was doing their damn it, what was it? King of Wrestling I think it was King of Wrestling. And there was a couple of stars that were, very prominent within the world of CMLL. And I was like, dude, that's I think they do great inside the ring. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cool how they kicked open that forbidden door that WWE has, closed so much. Obviously, you got to give credit to Triple H, Paul Levesque, of breaking down barriers and be like, you know what, it's time for a change. It's time for a change. Obviously, like I said before, this new partnership with TKO Holdings, Dana White, the president of the UFC, I feel like he kind of goes out there and he's like, you know what, I don't give a rat's ass of where any of these guys come from. If you go inside the octagon and if you put on a good show and if you're a great fighter and if you could be a champion, we want you on this promotion. I feel like right now WWE has, kind of assumed a lot of a mentality in terms of, the UFC and stuff like that. I'm still saying that I'm sticking to my guns. I think they're slowly setting up Darby for heel turn. Oh, we got a first spoiler of the night. Awesome. Oh my God, I'm interested to find out how that Dynamite went. I can't wait to see it. Anthony Mazzano also says, but he feels Tony doesn't believe in him to be the face of the company and the champion. Maybe creating this. You know, I that storyline maybe could possibly, come in fruition. I feels like Tony took his title. I agree. Like John Moxley all of a sudden was like, "All right, I want to challenge Brian Danielson," and Brian Danielson was like, "Yeah, I kind of have to go and get neck surgery, and the only person I really want to drop my title to is the Mox." And he was like, "All right, done and done." So maybe perhaps we could have Darby Allin turn heel. It'd be pretty awesome. It'd be pretty cool. Like, I'm not against it. I definitely feel like his character is, obviously mostly known as like, babyface, but he kind of has this dark, like, glow to him where he kind of has his demons and then sometimes his demons can overall, kind of override his contention and his ultimately his damn it, what am I trying to say? His aspirations, and kind of be like, kind of be that devil on his left shoulder and be like, hey, if you do this and that and the other, you'll get the respect, you'll be the face, you also earn another title shot. So I definitely think that storyline would be it'd be worth the darn to kind of give it a shot. All right, moving on for the rest of this segment. Gotta totally speed this up. He said it's gonna be PW Insider reports McMahon is looking to start a new entertainment. The entertainment hub company financially, backing and developing, producing film and TV shows. Hopefully not in the adult film industry, although that would be, kind of be like, not really surprised. But there's no plans of launching anything close to the WWE. They're focusing on fiction and nonfiction projects. Several WWE alumni have already, been confirmed to have been working with Vince McMahon, getting this company started, helping it, get afloat. Of course, once when the legal issues, if ever, are kind of resolved. Right now, it is on hold by the U.S. Department of Justice. Former WWE CEO Brad Bloom, Kristen Paltry, also Janel Grant's representative Kendra Kenda Barkoff Lamy had this to say. She said, and I quote, both on and off the camera, Vince McMahon has built a reputation of a violent outburst, sexual deviances, manipulation, and abuse. No, anyone who cares about these victims should definitely not kind of subside and join business with this absolute monster. You know, I don't know. It's not really. He must be made accountable for. I agree. I agree 1,010%. Obviously, the allegations and stuff like that. Vince McMahon has had a long reputation of exactly what this what a representative, what Janelle Grant's representative was saying. So it's not really that far fetched, or not really like slander, because it's like, all right, all of it seems like it's kind of like, on, all the writings on the wall. But I don't know, it's a delicate situation, obviously, in terms of, especially speaking about it on the podcast. Definitely wanted to ultimately kind of float around the possibility of him, being in charge of an entertainment conglomeration. A lot of, outside perspectives, who exactly will join this company is, it's gonna be thrown up tonight. It's gonna be thrown up, not tonight. It's gonna be thrown up, within the next couple of months. What's gonna happen with these allegations? Is Vince McMahon gonna be acquitted? Is he gonna be found guilty? Obviously, can't really, say anything like that. Um, it's just going to be interesting to find out if he tries to find his way back into the wrestling world once again, or link up with a couple of wrestlers that ultimately still, that still love him back, Vince McMahon. Like, for example, like Brock Lesnar, and he's a he's a Vince McMahon guy, but it should be interesting to find out, moving forward. All right, guys, rapidly running out of time like always. Gonna try to finish us off with our Wednesdays weekly wrestling news. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here after this commercial break. So hey, do not go anywhere.